All right, so here's his little four-play rotation. It does put a strain on your defense. So let's just jump right into it. Um, let's see. Okay, so I don't even know what defense to start with. The last few guys I played last night all were in dollar, cover man too deep. So that's what I have open right now. But basically, for this particular formation, actually, let me just jump back into the play call screen. All right, so if we look at the offensive play art at the bottom of the screen, the stack is on the left side on every single play, with the exception of two. The second guy, the rear guy in the stack, his routes break to the inside first, so they all have an inside release. Whether they go vertical, inside, or outside afterwards, they all have a an inside release, with the exception of two. And those two, like if you look at square, it says post will. That the rear guy in the stack, he has a curl right there. So outside of a curl, um, he's always going to have an inside release. And what I mean by that, I'm just going to move him. That's his first read. So it doesn't matter what the play is. That's always a threat. You always have to be prepared. So in this particular play, if we were like roaming center field, we would probably just be sitting in the middle, waiting to take away like the first in breaking route or slant over the middle. So again, I'm just keeping him out the way. But square is going to be sometimes you'll catch him for five, sometimes he'll catch it. He'll turn five into 15 or 20. So that's a pain in the ass right there. So in this particular defense, if you were going to defend it, you would probably, manually jump over there to take it away. So I'm putting him in man coverage to kind of illustrate that. Um, and what he'll do instead, once he sees you've taken that away, he'll check down with circle. All right, and with circle, that beats. It's not going to really kill man coverage, but it'll hurt zone coverage. So let's say if we just went to cover three. All right, and let me switch away from that defender. So in cover three, that quick release, it still gets underneath the zone, and caught it at maybe 4 yards, still picked up six. So basically, that inside releasing route is going to divert some of our attention. Once he actually has us doing that, once we're watching the quick release, because the blitz can't get there fast enough to stop that route. Once we're actually defending that, play number two, the QB draw. And that was actually run terribly by me. And again, I'm going to man him up. Again, that's us as the user defender attempting to deny that route. So at one point when I played him, our last game, he actually did no huddle. And I believe Josh Allen had 7 straight carries for 80 yards. So after the first and second, third time, I was like, nah, no way, he's not going to do it again. Then, the fourth time, I tried to manually take it away myself, but it's 5 linemen versus a 3-man box. There's really a 4-man box. There's nothing you can do about that. And he could double team like the best defender on the line and basically just pick you apart doing that. So you actually can't have 8 guys in coverage. He probably even can do it when you have a 4-man line, but anytime you have a 3-man line, he's going to run the QB draw. So then the second part of this play, if we're going zone, it doesn't matter if it's cover 4, if it's cover 3. I don't typically run cover 2 versus an empty set, but if you look to the right side of the screen, let me bring up the play art for offense as well. Now the curl flat, which is going to be purple over there, our cornerback number 4. In this particular defense, the curl flat is going to actually cheat and try to take away circle, but it's going to leave R1, the tight end, wide open on the flat basically. And if I was to shade down, like a hard flat is going to jump R1, but circle is going to be wide open. So basically, On that backside, it's like a pick your poison. He'll just wait and see who's open. Um, Throw it to the open man, and with that space, that's almost 20 yards. And I'm just going to go ahead and replicate if he was to take away the flat. First down, 11-yard game. So that little combo on the backside, the flat and the down and in, he'll also do that in the red zone. So be mindful of that. So that becomes pesky, and then once you start to make adjustments for that, as well as the quick release on with square to the left side, you still have to deal with the QB draw. So that's going to open up play number 4. So you start picking a zone coverage to take away all of the above. He has a screen. Now the screen really doesn't work that great against man coverage, but against zone, we're spaced out too far, and it'll be open all the time. Actually, if we did go man coverage, I'm gonna go cover 0. There's not going to be enough bodies over there to defend, and if he catches it, that could be a touchdown. So you don't want to actually go cover 0 and see the screen pass unless you're manually going to like take away his cutback lane. So now obviously this is just one defense. I'll go to one or two more defenses before the video wraps up. All right, so that opens up play number 4. So initially you have the quick strike to square to worry about. On the backside, you have that flat and that down and in. Also, I hadn't even talked about the tight end. Not even the tight end. He's the receiver number 4 in the slot to the right of our screen right here with the seam route right up the middle, or the vertical route. So if we put too much attention and leave him wide open, he will throw a quick strike to him. As well as the quarterback draw, the wide receiver, the jailbreak screen. So on top of all of that, then we have to defend with the corner route from triangle. So he'll put square on a streak. Our deep zones on that side of the field, they have to respect the vertical route. Because of that, it'll just create enough space, and triangle is going to be wide open. Josh Allen doesn't miss those in game, but basically with him, and I'll just complete one just for the video's sake. Okay, now Myles Garrett wants to cause pressure. Couldn't do shit in the game. One more time, and if not, I'll just got to take my word for it. Actually, we'll double team him. Okay. So now you cannot deny that corner route without making some type of adjustment or like a zone drop or something, manning him up. But the problem is if you go ahead and put somebody on that side of the field in a zone drop, you're vulnerable to the screen pass. So those are the 4 plays. Again, it stretches the defense out. Quick strike to either side of the field, quarterback draw, corner route. Also, I didn't talk about on that corner route. He still has a underneath route. Let me go right back to it really quickly. Just pick cover 4. All right, so with the corner route, he'll still use circle as his check down, which doesn't kill you, but it's open, and it can become a pesky route depending on the defense. So right there, I had 8 minute coverage. So but if we're blitzing, that'll get right behind the blitz, and you can pick up 10 yards on that. So this is a lot to put a strain on your defense, and the problem is on the opening drive, you're scrambling, trying to take away the quick strike to square, trying to take that away, and trying to defend yourself against the QB sneak, and you get both of those covered, and then you got the jailbreak screen. And then you got the down and in on the right side of the screen. Then you got the corner route. So by the time, and it's all no huddles really quick. So you're not really able to adapt without burning all these timeouts. So by the time you do adjust, again, he's done run up the field 3 or 4 times already. and either gotten six or gotten a field goal out of them. So seeing it and understanding where it leaves you vulnerable up front actually just gives you that much more of an edge, and you're not giving up three scores before you can actually make your adjustments. So just one more thing, if you're going to run like man or cover zero, I'm going to go to nickel because you can't play dollar with a three-man box, a three-man line. He's going to QB sneak you to death. So I'm gonna use two examples from this formation, then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up. So I'm gonna pick mid blitz zero just for an example. All right, so if we go cover zero from this formation, everybody's cluttered in. It'll get pressure quick as hell, but it puts the free safety on the opposite side of the field of the tight end. So if he quick hikes you, it's just an easy pass, right? Now, if you actually are trying to pull him across field pre-snap, that's a clear tell, and he recognizes that there's nobody on the backside. And if he goes to that screen and we don't get there, he could be off to the races. So not saying that you can't do cover zero, but just be mindful if you go from this formation, your free safety is going to be on the opposite side of the field. So I would recommend if you're going to do nickel, I haven't done dime yet, but if you're going to do a nickel, I will go 2-4, nickel wide or nickel over. So from nickel over or 2-4, I'm going to show you. I lost the formation. Where are we at? Okay. From nickel over or one of the formations I just said, nickel wide or 2-4. The free safety, he's lined right up on the same side of the field as the tight end, or in this case, the receiver number 4. So you don't have to pull him all the way across the field. But also understand if you were going to press, your free safety and your strong safety will not do bump and run. So they're vulnerable also for like a quick slant, a quick out, a corner, a post. So just be mindful of that. Now, the other thing I wanted to warn you about, this is probably going to be the best tip. As you see, how he's just too vulnerable. The outside guy over here, even when I was in press coverage, he cannot cover enough ground to basically deny this pass. So when I do play man coverage or cover zero versus him, and I won't do it a lot, but when I do it, I'm pretty quick with the adjustments. I'm going to actually make him step in it one step inside. I'm going to put him on square. I'm going to put him on triangle. So since all but one play has inside releasing routes, he's basically in much better position. Whether he plays it or not, that's another thing. But he's in much better position to defend these quick strikes than this guy out here is. So let me go ahead and click away. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Obviously, we would like if he plays the ball. Maybe I can even put him on play ball. I've never tried that. Let me try that adjustment just for the hell of it. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video right after this. Play ball in air. Okay. So let's see if go back to cover zero. This time I'll go nickel 2-4. Okay, so again, with the 2-4, the free safety comes to the far side of the field, opposite side of the field, and he's aligned properly with number 4. Okay, so I'm just going to switch their adjustments. I would still want him to be more inside, but I'm not going to do it this time because I would telegraph who I was right there. So, okay, so he's in better position, but he didn't really play it the way I would like to. Let me step him inside just a tad. And let's click off of the cornerback so the computer can play defense out there. He doesn't actually play it better. He's in better position for sure to make the tackle, but if he misses that tackle and cover zero, he's gone. cover zero, we're probably going to maybe be this guy. Also, just be mindful. Where are we at? In cover zero, his number one receiver, in this case, I got Stephon Diggs with the Bills, but I can't remember who he has on that field. But cover zero, his number one receiver basically will have a wheel route with Josh Allen. So he can actually get up the field, and and that could be a touchdown. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here. Again, I feel like I was rambling, making it too long. Shit. Oh. All right. So, I just made the video, right? And I got like the creative side, like with the adjustments and shit that I have. I got to rambling on, and the video went damn near 25 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep this one under 5 minutes. I'm not, again. I guess we can chat later in the DM if you want like my perspective on like how I would defend it. But I don't want to actually force my opinions on you. Let you go ahead and play defense the way you want to play it. But basically, um, the money scheme. All right, so it's a four play rotation. Um, so for me, the last game I played him, my instinct was, yo, I'm gonna do dollar. Dollar is actually gonna bottle it up, and that actually was probably the worst decision I made, and it took me too long because I just kept trying to make adjustments in game. While I was in dollar, so I recognized I can't play dollar versus him with Josh Allen when he's doing this scheme. So play number one. It's fade out, but um he's gonna make that one adjustment on the backside. He's gonna put his tight end on a flat. He's gonna put circle on a down and in. So we have a few problems right now. I'm in cover two. Excuse me. I'm in man coverage too deep. So so the first problem we got, the every route on this play. There's like 12 plays in this formation. 10 of them square actually does a excuse me. 10 of those plays square the rear guy on this stack to the left side. On 10 of the 12 plays, his first step is breaking to the inside. So what happens is it creates a very quick just uh, catch and throw, basically. So it doesn't matter which, he can do that from any play in the formation. One play in the formation is actually a curl, and then the other formation, it's a screen pass. Other than that, I'm not formation. The other play in the formation, one is a curl, one is a screen pass. Other than that, every route from square, it starts inside. Whether it breaks vertical, outside, or inside after the fact, that's different. But basically, on every single one of those plays, he can catch and just throw a quick strike. So that's going to be our first challenge. Now, obviously, I had the computer in the way. So the man, if you're going man coverage, the cornerback number one, the guy on the outside, he's the one responsible for the rear guy in the stack. But basically, if a quick hike with Josh Allen's arm strength and the pass abilities, the X factor abilities, there's no way he's going to actually make it in time to deny this pass. Sometimes he won't. He'll get picked and he won't even be in the play. So I'll save my adjustments again for the end of the video. But basically, understand that the guy furthest to the outside is the guy in man coverage trying to defend an inside breaking route between two people. So he's just basically never in position to take that away, not for a quick strike. And there's other plays. If he wanted to, he could just put him on a slant, and it'll actually look like it works even better. But so play number one, that's the first threat. Now in the backside beats man and zone. So again, if you take away square, and I probably shouldn't have thrown that, but basically that's what he'll do. He'll check him down, and then in this particular defense, and you'll pick whatever defense you decide. But in this particular defense, most guys are probably going to eventually take this middle linebacker. We normally would probably cover center field, take away the first look, but we're probably going to start cheating and take away square, right? That's going to open up play number two, which is the QB draw. He'll just follow Josh Allen, who does not fumble, and it's at least 10 yards a pop, 7 yards a pop, 15 yards. There was one sequence where I was in this exact defense in the game, and he ran no huddle 7 straight times with Josh Allen for 80 yards. And what was happening was after play 2, I'm like, it's 2 times in a row. He's not going to run his quarterback 3 times, then 4, then 5. I'm like, there's no way he's going to do it the 6th time. And he did it again. And I'm thinking fatigue is going to have him fumble. And he did it again. So again, 80 yards later, it forced me to burn a timeout just to get myself out of this 3-man defensive front. Now, in the same front, if I was to actually go wrong controller, if I was to actually switch to zone, and I don't have any audible set on the second controller, so they have cover 3 dialed up. So if I was to actually just switch to zone, I'm gonna go ahead and pick a lineman. The thing is, the square route, he can still get it under zone. It's not going to get much, but what'll happen is, let me go back to zone. We're typically closer inside because we are trying to stop the QB draw, right? And we may be a second late on the reaction because we were expecting the draw. We're trying to deny the draw, and that second, it'll still create space, and he can pick up 6 or 7 yards. So if we really give so much attention to that route, and go back to zone, the second half of that on the backside. So we have the tight end on the flat. We got circle on a down and in. Now on this particular play, let's see, curl flat. So with a curl flat, he's going to sit on circle, but that's going to leave the tight end wide open on the flat. He'll just wait it out. And the tight end, that's 5 yards. Sometimes he'll fall forward or break that tackle 10, 12 yards. And then on that same play, if we are actually have a guy out here, whether it's a linebacker, outside linebacker, nickelback, if he's in a higher flat or if he's covering shallow, he's going to take away the tight end, but then that's going to leave. That was my mistake. I was supposed to switch off one. But basically, that's going to leave him wide open on the down and in. So I'll do that one more time really quick. Put him in a higher flat. Switch off of him. Okay, so he'll take away that. But again, it's wide open. That's 8, 9 yards. Sometimes you get 12 to 15 on that play. And also, that combo right here, he loves to do this in the red zone. So in the red zone, you're going to see this play for sure, especially inside the 5-yard line or a 2-point conversion. Quick strike to square. If that's not there, then he'll basically tight end and circle over there on the right side of the screen. You'll take one. You got to If you take one away, he'll actually hit the other, is what I'm trying to say. And then also, what's lost in all of this, if we really start to cheat, take away both these routes on either sideline, the tight end, or in this case, not the tight end, he's receiver number four. Receiver number four has it's not a post, it's not a seam, it's basically a vertical route. So his vertical route is kind of unique. And yeah, if we actually were cheating too much to the outside, that's a very easy catch and throw right over the middle. And if he waits a little bit, it keeps breaking inside, and Josh Allen's ability to get it downfield like in an instant, that'll also just break the defense open. So you can't go with 3-man line for all the reasons I just stated, plus the QB sneak. um, so if you actually go to zone, zone opens up play number 3, which is the jailbreak screen. So basically, with the spacing, we got 5 receivers out there, and we got 3 offensive linemen pulling. There's just not enough bodies to the left side of the field to defend that. And even if we went cover 0, man coverage can sometimes jump it and get there pretty quickly. But if it doesn't get there, that's a touchdown. Like he's pretty slow, but that'll be a touchdown or a huge gain when we're not in practice mode. So go back to zone. He typically only does this versus zone, play number 4. But with play number 4, triangle, which is his number 1 receiver, he has a corner route. And if you look at it, like as it breaks, the corner has like a unique angle. So it's like a speed release outside. I don't know how else I can explain it, but basically he creates separation. And then he'll actually put square on a streak. Basically any deep zone has to respect the streak. So that's just going to open up that corner route even more. And with that corner route, with that route combination over there, you cannot defend that from any defense in this game without an adjustment. And the problem is, if you start changing your zone depths or shading coverage, then you're just going to open yourself up to that screen again. If you got somebody in 25 yards zone depth, then that screen is going to come. So it is a tough rotation to grasp. I shouldn't say grasp, but to adapt to on your opening drive or your second drive, because again, he'll just no huddle one play like 6 times in a row. And then once you saw this play over and over and over and over with a QB draw, then he'll introduce the backside route combo I told you with the same play. And you still have to defend square. You still have to defend circle. And he still has the draw. And that's all just one play. So he can actually run this one play the entire drive. And he has square. And if you actually cheat on square and take away the inside route, if he waits a second, it'll break outside. And he'll hit you. And that's Myles Garrett. Everybody doesn't have a Myles Garrett on X Factor, so let me double team him. Actually, I'm going to take him out of coverage because in the game he was a non-factor. So again, square will eventually break outside. I got through again with the 2-man rush. But anyway, the defense does not play that good. My defense doesn't play that good versus this with the 3-man rush. But basically, what I'm getting at is if you shade inside, it's the outside releasing route eventually. So if he could buy 3 seconds, it's going to be wide open on the sideline. So it's just a lot to adapt to while it's a no huddle attack over and over and over, again, within your first 2 drives. And by the time you actually start to adapt to it, he may have already converted like 3 scoring drives. And hopefully you didn't turn the ball over or have like a strip sack, something to put yourself behind the 8 ball. But again, he will stay in this defense now the entire game. When he first started it, he was kind of rusty. It was new to him, but he actually is pretty efficient. And again, it's only 4 plays. He's just if you actually can take away his quick reads, I've noticed we can get coverage sacks where he'll just hold on to the ball, and a lot of his reads, they're actually just they're blind throws. Like he'll catch and just throw. Um, so if you can actually have somebody in a spot where he just thinks it's going to be wide open, where he's just going to hike it and throw, like but again, that's only if you send pressure. If you don't have pressure, he doesn't actually have to rush it. He'll just go to his next read. And I'm rambling again. All right, so his four play rotation. I'm trying to keep this one pretty brief. Uh, and if I get the rambling, I apologize in advance. Again, this is what I do. I take shit in practice mode. I break it down, figure out what makes it work, and shut it down. Um, so I'm gonna try to tail away from that and just actually stick to the point of the video, what he does and why it works so good. All right, so his base play, his initial play is right here. He'll run it as is sometimes, but majority of the time, he's going to put the tight end R1. He's going to put him in a flat, and he's going to put this receiver circle in a down and in. So right here, I queued up dime cover two. I've noticed like a lot of people running this. So like my second drive when I was just playing him a couple weeks ago, I just went ahead. I was like, hey, everybody's having a lot of success with this defense. Let me give it a shot. This is the worst defense to use against them. So let me go ahead and jump right into it. All right. So first, if you look at square, it's an inside. You can't really tell, but from the play art, it looks like he's just doing a vertical. Look like he's just doing a down and out, but he's actually his first step or two breaks inside, then he gets vertical, and then it's a down and out. This playbook, not even this playbook, this formation has 12 plays, right? One play is a QB draw, so that means the other 11 pass plays. Nine of those plays square, the second guy in this stack on the left side. Nine of those plays he has an inside release. One play he has a curl. One play is a screen. So basically what I'm getting at is every play square is going to break inside first before he does anything. And what's going to happen if we're doing man coverage, cornerback number one, he's not in good position for a quick strike on an inside breaking route. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. He'll pass lead it in, and it looks close, but he can never get there. And what's going to happen, and this play doesn't even look like it's really like breaking inside, but he'll pass lead in. He cannot get inside fast enough. So you'll be fortunate sometimes to tackle him at 4 or 5 yards, but most times he'll catch it in stride 10, 15 yards. And don't let you be in cover zero because that's a 50 plus yard or maybe even a touchdown. So that's his first thing. If you give him the space or if it's man coverage, he's going to do a quick strike. So if we're in this particular defense, what's going to happen? Our first instinct, we're probably not going to pull a safety down. We're going to take the middle linebacker who doesn't really have an assignment. We're going to pull him out of a blitz assignment. We're probably going to roam center field for the first few plays. And then eventually we're going to probably try to cheat over here and deny that, right? So that's going to open up on the second part of play one, which is going to be the circle route. Okay, so circle is shallow. He gets inside position most times, and that was a 10-yard gain. And what's going to happen? You're going to actually have to compensate for square. If your blitz doesn't get there fast enough to stop circle, he also has the quarterback draw, and Josh Allen does not fumble. That's 14 yards right there. And he'll do that over and over and over, and it'll be a no huddle, and there's really nothing. There was one point in time during my game, he ran a no huddle QB draw 7 times in a row for 80 yards, and The second time he did it, I was like, okay, it was 2 plays. He's not going to do it again. The third time, like, okay, he did it 3 times. No way he's going to do it a fourth time. Then the fourth time, I'm like, okay, fatigue is going to step in. He's not going to do it a fifth time. The sixth time, he's not slowing down. He hasn't fumbled. After the seventh time, I had to burn a timeout, but I gave up 80 yards. So basically, I wasted a drive in this defense, taking away everything on the outside, but the middle was wide open. He could just run it all day. So we can't go in this defense. And then if we actually go to zone, it doesn't matter which defense. But a base zone without any adjustments, is one of two things will happen on the backside. So right now, our cornerback number 4 in the curl flat, in the cover 3 is going to make him sit on the down and in, which is going to leave the tight end wide open. So he's going to watch, he's going to read, and he's going to throw it. And 8 yards. Now, if we do the same defense, minimal adjustments, but let's say if we had a defense where he wasn't in a curl flat, he was in I forget all the other cover 3s, but there's a higher flat. He has a why am I drawing a blank? A curl flat. I forget the other one. Like a soft squat, I should say. Yeah, higher flat or a soft squat. Sorry about that. I was drawing a blank. But basically a light blue zone. What's going to happen is the zone is actually going to shade more, so it's going to take away the tight end on the flat route, and it's going to leave the circle wide open. And Myles Garrett actually got back there with a 3-man rush. That doesn't happen for me at all. So it's just practice mode, guys playing like all-stars. So you leave yourself vulnerable for that. So again, I don't want to put too much time on just this one play, but this is the primary play. You have the quick strike to square to worry about, and he'll do it over and over and over. And when you actually start to shade there, again, man or zone, you have that quick in route from circle. And again, if it's a stock zone with no adjustments, the flat and the down and in is going to pick apart whatever shallow zone is over there by itself. And then if we start pulling people out of zone to help, go back to zone, let's say circle R1. Not saying you would do this, but all right. So we're basically trying to take away each threat that he's showing us. Now X is wide open over the middle. So this play by itself, it does present a challenge just because of basically Josh Allen. So play number 3 is jailbreak screen. So the jailbreak actually, I've defended it by actually taking, and I run a different defense, but I would play zone versus it because I'll explain why. I can show you better than I could tell you, but I play it versus zone, and I would have like my outside guy like manned up on him. Go zone one more time. Now, if you're the type of guy that plays man, or you're going to play some man versus him, what's going to happen is versus man, it's not going to be enough bodies over there to defend this, and we're going to have 3 linemen pulling over. If he could buy just a few seconds, and luckily the defense played that. And if you get him maybe once or twice, you may discourage him from doing it again. But if he hits one, he's going to keep going back to it. Doesn't matter. All he has to do is see one of them work. And right now, the man coverage, they're playing like all-stars. So I'm going to put it in cover 0. Basically, in man coverage, that's what's going to happen. I couldn't replicate it right now with cover 2 man, or man 2 deep. But basically, he's basically going to catch it and cut back inside against the grain versus the blockers. And they're basically going to create almost like a punt return wall. And again, I can't do it justice right now. I can't replicate it without going cover 0. but it works versus cover zero and regular man coverage as well. So let me one more time. Okay, so I couldn't replicate it in practice mode, but he's gashed me, and I watched maybe one or two games where he's actually had at least 30-yard gains, if not touchdowns, on that same play. And then play number four. Where are we at? Okay, play number four is right here. He's going to put Triangle, who's his number one receiver, on the play actually has him on a corner route. So that corner route, if you look at it, like right at the corner, right where it bends, it's not a regular corner route. Like if I was to do a hot route, my corner route wouldn't look like that. For whatever reason, that weird shape, like it's not like a 90-degree angle. It's like a weird bend, like it's pinched a little bit. Um, for whatever reason in man coverage, that just creates like a little more separation than normal if you're in man coverage. And then in zone coverage, he'll just put square on a streak. The streak is actually going to clear out the deep defender, and that's wide open. And the thing is, you can't really defend that when you're in man cover. Excuse me, you can't defend that in zone with the stock coverage, so you're going to have to make some type of adjustment. So if you're using zone depths or pulling more people out of their assignments to defend that, then you leave yourself vulnerable to the jailbreak screen. And again, you put so many people out the box, he's going to QB draw you to death. And if you give him too much time with the focus on the left side, on the right side, he will run again the flat and that down and in combo. So it is and it's simple, but again, in game, it's tough as hell to adapt to that on the fly versus the no huddle offense, within the first drive or two, because he may not actually show you all four plays in the first drive, especially if just one play is working. He'll just keep doing one play or use two of the four. So you may not even see the screen until drive three. You may not even see the corner route until like drive three or four, but they're there. And then also with that corner route, if you're able to take it away, well, that was man coverage. He wouldn't do that in man coverage, but that corner route, basically, he has circle as a check down. So if he doesn't like what he sees back there, he'll just throw it shallow and pick up another first down. So he's become, when he first started this last season, clearly he was rusty. He made a lot of mistakes. He's a little bit more, how would I say? Efficient. It's probably the best way I could say it. He's more efficient with this four-play rotation, and he will not break this four-play rotation if you don't force him out of it. He will sit in it the entire game. I've watched two games, including my own, in addition to my own, where he stayed in this the entire game. Maybe goal line just to try to run the score up, but he'll stay in this defense all game. So I hope this helps out, and good luck. Oh, shit. One other thing. If you're going to run man coverage, two, and I'm sorry, I know I made the video long. I touched on it at the beginning of the video. Just understand the guy outside, cornerback number one, he's basically the guy responsible from denying this inside breaking route, and he can't get there fast enough. So myself, I'm pretty quick making my adjustments before the snap. So I'm going to personally, when I run man, I'll man him up on the slot, man him up on the point man. And because the guy up front, most of his routes break outside anyway, so he's already out there. Most of his routes, the second guy in the stack break inside, so he's already inside. So that's how I'm going to combat, some of the route combos that he's going to throw at us. And he still caught it, which is crazy. But we're in a much better position to take that away. One other thing, if you're a guy that likes to play cover zero, just one warning for you. Not saying that you can't go cover zero. I'm going to show you three formations, and then I'm going to cut the video. So I'm going to start with the 2-4 double meg. I'm going to just pick mid blitz 0. Okay, so for this particular formation, if you go cover 0 and most of the nickel formations, your free safety is on the opposite side of the field. and you'll have to pull him all the way across. If you don't, it's a quick hike and a strike to the tight end. And by you pulling him all the way over the field, you don't have time to pick anybody else or make any other adjustments you want to make. And then also, I'm going to show you this jailbreak screen again. When there's truly nobody over there, that's the setup I was referring to earlier that I couldn't replicate. So just be mindful. Now, if you are going to run cover zero from a nickel formation, the three that I've noticed that aren't out of position is nickel wide, nickel 2-4, and nickel over. So let's go to nickel over really quick. Same defense, same play on offense. Notice the free safety right now. He's already lined pre-snap with the with receiver number 4. In the last formation, he was basically on the opposite side of the field. So with him already being over here, that's just one less adjustment you have to make. This particular set, it's actually going to deter him from doing the QB sneak. Again, with the crisscross at the line of scrimmage, I'm going to personally take that away. I'll make my own adjustments. Also, use some of that to your advantage. If you're going to actually, if you're going to run man, come out in man alignment, and throw a zone at him. So it actually, and this probably wasn't the best defense. And again, now at this point, I'm telling you what to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here. That wasn't the point. I didn't want to actually tell you how to defend him. I just wanted you to know like where you were vulnerable at. So again, man coverage. This guy, he's in a compromise. He's in how would I say? Basically, he's in almost like a lose-lose position. He really is going to have a very tough task to take away an inside releasing route. And if you shade inside, he'll play inside pretty good, but then he's going to overcommit, and that route is going to turn into a down and out, and he's going to be wide open on the sideline. Also, if you shade up, that quick strike, right off the snap is going to be wide open. If you shade underneath, that will route that's a touchdown. So just be mindful on what you're doing when you're in man coverage and cover zero as far as shading. But okay, so I'm gonna stop it there, or I'm gonna ramble on for another 10 minutes with like how I would defend it and what you can do to take it away. I don't want to make it a half hour. So good luck, and I can't wait till I get a chance to get another crack at this offense. Whoa, is what AJ wanted outside. Whoa. AJ. 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 Yeah. AJ. 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 You have to, you have to. Yeah, body. Nope, nope, whole body. Body, body. I'll hold him down, bite his toes. You'll never know what hit him.
Project Playtime. Download play.
Okay, Jack, take it on speed. So we got the shower on.
I don't want that kind of Steam. I want Project Playtime. I want to play Project Playtime. That's what I want. That's what I want from you.
So are you saying you understand bring us to mom and dad do all the stuff?
Very rapidly, Kelsey, heavy snow being reported now at the Buffalo International Airport and blowing and drifting south. And the latest wind gust in over the past half hour, 68 miles per hour, so near 70 mile per hour wind gust already at the airport as we just begin the day here. Here is a look at the forecast for today. The temp is already slipped into the upper 20s, and then temperature plummet will continue right into the afternoon. By late afternoon, Pittsburgh will be down around 12 degrees already. High wind gusts will be maintained throughout the afternoon. Yeah, fairly widespread snow out there this morning with occasional moderate to heavier bursts of that snow. But by midday, getting into the afternoon, that's when we have a lake effect snowbank sending up around the Buffalo metro and extending northeastward. I think it's really going to bear down also in the south half of the eastern burbs today, maybe flirting with the north half at night. But it moves more toward the north half by later tonight and during the day tomorrow. And then on Christmas Day, it sinks all the way down even to the southern tier and gets late snow in that south shoreline of Lake Ontario. A very dangerous period shaping up here for the next several days. Here's Mike McQueen with your wrap-up on the weather conditions out there in the road.
Yep, with that blizzard warning and a state of emergency in Erie County, no unnecessary travel strongly recommended. And you just heard that a travel ban will be going into effect about a half an hour from now. Main routes have been closed throughout the morning except for essential personnel. You see all the red indicating that on the map on the 190, the 290, the Skyway, Route 5 down the Big Free Road, 400, 219, all have been closed throughout the morning as we continue to monitor the changeable conditions. Now, there's the thruway at the 400 merge, completely snow-covered now. Same on the Kensington as you maybe head toward downtown. Wake up traffic brought to you by the Barnes Firm. Injured? Call the Barnes Firm, 1-800-8-million. Kelsey, back to you.
All right, we have another hour of live local news over on the CW23. Please stay safe today.
Have room for one more? Yeah! We love to support our local teams, businesses, and charities. Our love for this community is unmatched. Skyline Chevrolet is proud to be a part of Buffalo for over 87 years. We are committed to continuing our quality services for years to come. I love Buffalo. And the team out of Chevrolet. Have an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on pretty much everything. So you can be confident that whatever you're buying is right for you, no matter what life throws. Like your daughter Clementine, for example.
Happy Christmas, everyone!
Right away, for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Ask your athlete specialist about the new normal with Nucala. Floridians are resilient and when we work together, our communities are safer, stronger, and healthier. The Florida Disaster Fund is the state's official private fund that helps Florida communities with disaster response and recovery. Learn more at florida.gov.
It is time again for Buck Up, when all four of us had a little fun outside the studio a few months ago. Drivers, start your engines. Grayson Roker, pedal to the belt, and Dylan Driver. Yours truly, Speedy Jones, metaphor an action-packed afternoon of go-kart racing. But before we got started, we had an expert jump in to explain how today's competition will work. Look at that. From none other than two-time NASCAR Cup Series winner, Ross Chastain. Hey, Ross. How are you? Everything runs a lap? Yeah, what are we doing? We're going to have a qualifying race. You guys get to run a few laps. Don't want to hit the track. And then that will set the starting lineup for your real race. Is this going to go faster than we think? I did hit the wall. Okay, I'm out. Hold on to his lead. What happened? There was only one way to find out. Ready? Set, go! Here comes Speedy Jones for nothing! I was ready to hit the gas again. Woo! I'm coming for you, Nolan! He's trying on the hill. Go, guys! Leonard! Woo! It's like they won the Daytona 500! Before we can find out the final result, finally, we were about to find out which one of us came out on top. Grayson Roker, you were fourth. Yes. You fifth. You were second. Yes. Way to go, big drive.
Mafia, the team surprised him with a special honor, presented by fan favorite Deion Dawkins.
This is the fan of the year jersey that I'm giving to you. It's just one, the fan of the year. Yes, all hail Elvis. All hail Elvis.
Lang selected as the Bills Fan of the Year for 2022. And with that comes a trip to the Super Bowl in February.
I'm looking around and go, what is this, a prank or something? I'm thinking to myself. And then I look over and there's a big Super Bowl ticket. I was just like, holy mackerel. I was just blown away.
The Bills were blown away by Lang's charity work, including a fundraiser for the family of Aaron Salter, one of the victims of the 514 massacre at Tops in Buffalo.
And just feel beyond blessed I'm able to help and do some really cool stuff like that.
Over the years, he's gone through about 8 different locally made Elvis suits, and many a guitar, often customized for the Bills' opponent. And you can bet Elvis will be in the building if the Bills ever win the big game.
Yeah, I want to be in that parade, that's for sure.
And who knows, he already has a ticket to the big show. Andy Young, Spectrum News.
As the Bills Fan of the Year nominee, Bills Elvis is up against one fan from each of the other 31 teams in the NFL to find out if he is the league-wide #1 fan at the Super Bowl in Arizona. We are profiling the biggest Bills fans all season long. Is that you or a member of Bills Mafia you know? We're still looking to share your Stampede stories. Visit TechnicalNews.com/Stampede to submit your nomination. Out now, the latest Buffalo End Zone podcast. John Scott and Kevin Carroll get you ready for the Bills-Bears game tomorrow. Catch it on the Spectrum News app or wherever you download your favorite podcast. When the game is over tomorrow, tune in to the Buffalo End Zone postgame show as Bills Slayer Fred Jackson joins John and Kevin to break everything down. Weather isn't the only thing you should be cautious about this holiday season. Various illnesses are spreading in western New York. We'll hear from medical professionals about how to protect yourself and your loved ones. Plus, another check of your Weather on One forecast.
Weather on Ones is brought to you by Freedom Care. Medicaid patients call 300-5542 or visit freedomcare.com to receive home care benefits and see how fast you can get started. It's been a difficult year, but now more than ever, Wings Flight of Hope needs your support to continue their free medical flights. This holiday season, please consider a donation in any amount to Wings so they can continue their life-saving mission. Inflation is everywhere. Prices are exploding. But not at Airport Atlantic Jewelry, the show will undo it. Great prices, discounted prices. On quality diamond rings, engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, all solid gold engagement bracelets with custom design. Best design, biggest selection, everything discounted. At the show we're where the only thing inflated is business value. Get ready for more questions, more connections, and more advertising solutions. This year, we're connecting businesses with the right audiences. All you business to deliver on connections. State lottery numbers are sponsored by Russell Steak Shop and More, proud to once again be serving Buffalo fine dining.
Be my guest at Red Lobster.
Well, Good Friday, everybody, and I wish this was one of the events where we were absolutely wrong, but so far, everything is lined out from everything we've been warning you here over the past several days. We've already seen a massive temperature drop. We've already seen winds just up over 50 miles per hour. We're already experiencing snow out of here. Across western New York. My wife just called a little bit ago. Oh, every hour. So far, it's still crazy. Earlier this morning, we were dealing with nothing but rain. The front came in right around daybreak, and now temperatures are dropping. We have the flash freeze occurring here across West York, so anything that was wet is quickly, if it hasn't done so already, icing over. So again, conditions are deteriorating. That's why we've been saying, stay home today, stay home tomorrow. We're going to see why. Now, as we get into this afternoon, we're going to transition from some of this widespread snow we're seeing. The snow we have right now, this is not lake effect. This is on the backside of the cold front. Everyone feels only so according to an inch or two, but as we get into this afternoon, that's when we begin to see that lake effect signatures set up. And that's going to include, it's going to be a wider band than what we've got used to our past couple of lake effect events. So at times it's going to include the north towns, whether it's Grand Island, the Tonawondas, Amherst, even over towards Clarence, up towards Medina, Albion, and at the same time, even hitting some of the south, the immediate south. As we go through this afternoon, we will see expected to just continue to drop. Blizzard conditions. Remember, blizzard has nothing to do with the amount of snow on the ground. It is strictly wind and visibility. We're going to have true zero visibility, not falling snow, sideways snow. As we go through the day, because those winds are going to be gusting and continue to gust at times 50 to 60 miles per hour, eventually probably as high as 70 miles per hour. I think here's some of those power outages. Now, into tonight, the Buffalo Metro is still flagging some of the north towns stretching north and eastern tomorrow morning. And then during the Christmas Eve, this band really isn't going to change all that much. Getting right over Buffalo, stretching north and eastward in the portions of Tennessee and Orleans.
My stuff, Jack.
So no improvement
My
for
stuff.
Buffalo
What you doing to my
tomorrow.
stuff?
Now, by the time we get to Christmas Day, of course, at that there's going to be a lot of cleanup going. But that band will have made its way further south. Will be usually winds will be a little bit lighter, so a little bit more manageable. But again, it really will be probably early next week. When the free travel will be about for some of these areas. These areas. This morning it was 40. The wind by lunchtime, we're going to have wind chills around and below zero for some areas, well below zero. These are the kind of conditions that turn dangerous. Low, actually getting stranded. You definitely don't want that to occur. And as far as overall snowfall amounts, this is actually probably the smallest story out of this entire event. It's going to be impossible.
All right, so yeah, we got okay. So jumping right into his game plan, I picked the Bills because he has Josh Allen. But um, and Josh Allen, in my opinion, is what makes this makes everything so dangerous here. So I'm going to. A lot of guys have been running dollar almost every opponent recently. So I marked that to 40, so I can always use the 50 as my first down marker. Okay, so we got 4 plays to worry about. Um, I started, with so many people actually running this defense on me. When I was trying to scramble and figure out, what could slow this offense down in game, I went to this defense also. This is probably the worst thing I could have done. So, a few things. This is play one. Now he will actually leave that tight end, which is R1 on a seam every once in a while, but primarily it's going to look like this. All right, so the tight end is going to be on a flat. We got circle on a down and in, but the first read is going to be right here. I have to move the controller off that cornerback so he can actually react. But basically it's a pass lead inside, and it's a inside releasing route before it gets vertical. And I missed it. Throw it away. Let's try it again. So now with this, it becomes like a problem because every once in a while you may catch him for like 4 yards, but he could break it and turn a 4 yard gain into 15. So that's the first thing we got to deal with. Now the second part, there we go. Now the second part actually is going to be on the right side of the field. Again, the tight end and the receiver that I put on the down and in. So he's going to have an inside release. He didn't really get any separation right there, and that's technically more dangerous versus zone, that route combo. So I just put the defense on the basic cover three. So curl flat by design. The curl flat, he's going to actually sit on circle, which is going to leave the tight end wide open, and I'll catch that from time to time. Pick up 5, 6, 10 yards sometime. Go one more. Boom. That's 15 yards. So that's the problem. And then also what's going to happen, some defenses cover three, cover four. I probably wouldn't do cover two versus like an empty set. But on that same route combo to the right side, if we get our and Miles Garrett actually just beat a 5 man blocking scheme with a 3 man rush. So let's try that again. Miles is going to play like Superman, and couldn't do that for me in the game. Okay, so now that's the problem of running zone with this. Excuse me. All right, so I did show you that obviously we got the quick strike on the left side. Uh, Zone, this guy right here, whether it's going to be an outside linebacker that's lined up in closer or a safety, or in this case, nickelback number 4 or cornerback number 4. Depending on the zone, he's either going to take circle or he's going to take the flat. And he'll be able just to pick his poison because you're probably not going to send too many people at him. Um, Actually, you probably can. I don't think too many people has tried blitzing versus this offense. So you pick whichever one you take. The other's open, and if you shade too far over here to help deny that, again we got that quick inside releasing route over here. So that's the compromise with play number one. And then while you're scrambling around, I put it back in man coverage. So typically in man coverage, in this type of defense, we probably won't pull a safety down versus an empty set. So we're probably going to take the middle linebacker and cheat, take away this quick slant, and with a 3 man line plus a linebacker that's bailing out, play number 2. And Josh Allen does not fumble. And there was one sequence in game where He actually ran this on me 7 times in a row, for 80 yards. And like after the first 2 times, I'm like, he's no way he's going to do it a third time. Then like, okay, he did it 4 times, not going to happen again. Then 5 times, like, okay, fatigue has to set in. Then after the 6th time, I'm like, yo, he hasn't fumbled yet. So after 7 times in the 80 yards of no huddle QB draws, I had to get out of this defense. So that's the challenge on this. Again, the quick strike with square, um, the zone beater on the backside, also the seam route. Depending on how many people you pull from the middle, you'll leave that seam route over the center wide open. And then one thing I do want to mention with man coverage, just to be aware, I've already made adjustments going forward, but by default, the cornerback number 1, he's the furthest guy to the outside. He's the one that's going to be tasked with taking this inside releasing route. And when he pass leads in, that's a tough ask for your corner to actually defend a pass right here when he's positioned out here. He'll be in position to probably make a tackle sometimes. Sometimes he actually could get picked and he'll be wide open. But what I'm getting at is uh, this rear guy in the stack, the second guy. This formation has 12 plays, right? One play is a QB draw, so that means 11 pass plays. Of these 11 pass plays, 9 of them square, the guy that's breaking inside right here. 9 of them, all his plays, they break inside. So it doesn't matter which play we call, you just hike and quick strike to him right up the seam right there every time. There's one play where it's actually a curl, and then there's another play where it's a screen. So outside of that curl, which he probably isn't going to call, in the screenplay, every single pass play, Square is actually he has the ability just to catch inside and take it up the field. So also he can get underneath zone coverage. So with zone, again, we're still worried about the QB sneak, so we're probably inside a little bit tight. And if we're not out there fast enough, again, he could catch it and get right outside. I mean, get right up the right up field. So that's play number 1 and 2. Play 1, it's primarily this seam quick strike to square, but we have circle on the backside, and then in the red zone, he'll hit circle or R1. Actually, this actual play inside the 5 yard line, especially 2 point conversions if he needs one. Square is actually going to draw so much attention. We have to respect it. And circle in R1, it just beats stock zone coverages. You have to make an adjustment, or maybe you have to Mabel, which is a blue and a purple on that side, or maybe you have to man one of the guys up. But a default zone will not stop this seam, or vertical technically, this vertical by X with a flat and a down and in. There's not one zone by default that'll stop all three. So play number 3. All right, so if we go zone or man, doesn't matter. Play number 3, it can beat either. It seems like he only tries to do it on zone, but at the jailbreak screen, we have 3 linemen coming across off the line of scrimmage to the lead block, and they kind of set up like a punt return style wall. And that was versus man. I'm assuming that was versus cover 2 man with 2 deep. Wrong play. I meant to do the screen pass. So let's go cover 0 again. And obviously, I wouldn't recommend using this defense. It's just showing the plays. Okay, so we'll cover 0. You run the risk of that screen pass taking it to the house because, again, there's just not enough bodies on this side of the field with cover 0. The blitzer, he's out there, but depending on like the formation, he may be lined up in tight. He may be stacked in the middle of the field. So it's typically just 2 guys out here in cover 0 with the 2 receivers, and with 3 linemen all peeling out there, they create that wall. He catches it and like splits the difference. He's off to the races. Okay, and then play number 4, which is going to be his number 1 receiver. For the Bills, obviously, is Stephon Diggs, but it's triangle doing a corner route. Now, this corner route, I'm actually have to take Myles Garrett out of his blitz assignment just so I can have time. All right, so this corner route, for whatever reason, and Diggs actually has excellent route running, so that probably isn't the best example. Um, so let me actually, and I can't really zoom it in on this video. All right, so Diggs, he has excellent route running, so I can't say for sure if it's Diggs or if it's actually the route itself. But if you look for the vertical route, let me actually clear square out. So if you look at the corner route, I should say, right? Like right around the 50 as it's breaking to the outside, it's not just a straight corner. It kind of pinches a little bit. Whatever for whatever reason, that point right there, it creates even more separation than a regular corner route. I can't explain it. Maybe it's the play design, or again, maybe it's just Stephon Diggs. But when I'm playing him and he doesn't have Diggs, it seems to create more separation than a standard corner route. But then again, most corner routes can beat man coverage to the sideline anyway. So now when you're going zone, this is actually when he really likes this play. He's going to put square on a streak to basically pull the deep zones back, and he also has circle as a check down. So he doesn't really make any adjustments on this play. He'll just send square on a streak, and that's just as a clear out. And the thing is, with that play, actually, I won't even go to the replay, but with that play, I'll just do it right here from line of scrimmage. Um, you can't stop this corner route, this route combo, this corner and this vertical from this stacked formation when it's five wide, basically. You can't stop it with a default coverage, with a stock coverage. So you're going to have to make an adjustment. You're going to have to either manually get out there, a zone drop, zone depth, or whatever. There's going to have to be some kind of adjustments to actually take that away. But the problem is, if you overcompensate for that, then on the same side, uh, you leave yourself vulnerable for the screen. So if you put your coverage on that side to 25 yards downfield, that screen is going to eat you alive. And again, while you're doing all of that, it's a no huddle, quick strike to square, got the backside against the circle. So again, it can be stopped, but opening drive, second drive, no huddle, no huddle, and actually no huddle. He'll probably stick in this one play right here uh, for like 5, 6, 7 plays in a row, because by the time you actually start overcompensating and taking away square, for example, let me put the defense on a inside shade. So you'll inside shade for square to try to take that away, but it's a down and out. So he ends up creating separation outside. So there are a few challenges that it takes you a while to adapt to. Okay, AJ.
Alert! 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 Look out! Half 85! Half 85! Monday, R52. That's it. Five wide. Middle. Look out. Alert! Half 85. Look out. Half. Alert! What's that? Half. 56. What's that? Middle. Middle. What's that? Fifty-six. Sub. What's that?
Top 52. Look out! Sub. Alert! Middle. What's up? Half 10. Hey, tight. Out. Five wide. It's out. Gun. Alert. Monday. Regular.
All right, so I just made this video, right? And all right, so I just made this video and I'm uploading it to you, and I realized I had my microphone off. So my apologies if I sound like I'm rushing through it, because I literally just did it, so I'm redoing it now. So the formation, and it feels like obviously I just went through all the key points, so I may be all over the place because I literally probably repeating stuff I just said and try not to miss anything. So the formation, it has 12 plays in it, right? He's only using four. However, out of these plays, just so you can be comfortable and trust what you're looking at, um, I'm gonna start with square. So his first reaction, his first thing is a square on the quick inside. He's gonna pass lead it in, and it doesn't matter which play he calls. He can do this on virtually all those plays, and that's 10 yards. The first one was 5 yards, and every once in a while, more times now, he's actually going to catch. And I couldn't throw it. It didn't react right away. But more times he's going to catch and hit him in stride, and apparently I can't replicate it now. But if he catches them in stride, he can turn it upfield and pick up 15, 18 yards like this. Well, that was a good recovery. But basically, um, that's his first look. So by me bringing up 12 plays in this formation, where I was going with that was, um, you can basically almost every play in this formation. It doesn't even look like it right here, but almost every play in the formation, it's an inside release from Square, who's the rear guy in the stack formation over here. So there's a QB draw, so that's a run play. There's a screen, okay, so that's one, and then there's one other play where Square he runs a curl route. So out of those three plays, the curl, the screen, and the QB draw, every single pass play from this formation, Square is actually going to take an inside release before he gets vertical or goes out or goes in, and that in every single play then makes I'm not sure why it's not throwing it right away. But every single play, basically, it makes you vulnerable for this quick pass and this quick strike. So a 3rd and 2, he's going there. And if we go zone, it's going to open up the second half of this play. So on the backside, he's going to put the tight end R1 on a flat. He's going to put circle on an in route, a shallow down and in, and then let's see what defense we have. All right, so we got cover 3, and I got a curl flat out there. So by design, a curl flat, he's actually going to cover circle for a while. Then he's going to pop back outside. But the few seconds he takes circle, it opens us up, and that's 7 yards right there. I've run this a few times when I thought the video was actually recording and picked up 15, 20 yards. So, and if he breaks the tackle, it just makes it even worse. So that combo out there, that was too early. So by design, a default stock coverage, cover 3, cover 4. Probably won't run cover 2 versus an empty set, but I'm gonna put him on a higher flat really quick. So whether he actually chases the corner, chases the flat or chases the down and in, one of them will be open and he'll just pick his poison. So understand that on zone, on the back side, that's going to be wide open. One of those two, without making an adjustment, you'll have to go Mabel, which is a light blue with a purple on top of it. You may have to put a yellow over there. You may have to man somebody up. And then on the left side, the stack side, um, the quick in is still there. It can still split zone coverage, so that's still a threat. And then when we're overcompensating for that too much, so let's say we're going to man up right here, and we're going to try to deny that inside release. Play 2 is the QB draw. He'll just wait a second, let the blocks engage, 20 yards. So that. All right, I need to let this charge. He doesn't know how to do that, bro. All he sits on his feet. He doesn't feel comfortable. He feels scared right now. He knows that, but he's still scared, AJ. if I'm holding you upside down over your face, wouldn't you put your hands out? And like that's like me saying, I'm still holding you, Aaron. Like you would still be scared, like because that's not naturally how you. He naturally has his feet on the ground. He feels safe with his feet on the ground. That was an example. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't for you to. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't anything for you to respond to, bro. It was an example.
Why can't I respond to it?
Because I didn't want to have a debate over something stupid.
Yeah.
All right, bro. Hey, I just made this video and I was going to upload it, and I had recognized my microphone was on mute the entire time. So, so here we are. I'm gonna go through it again, and so my apologies if I sound rushed because I literally just did the video. So I'm gonna try to recap and cover everything the same way I just did. So the formation is only 4 plays, but they kind of stretch the defense, and if you don't see it up front, like he can actually take any play and just go no huddle like 7, 8 times in a row, and you're just trying to prepare for that one play, and then he'll throw in the second play, and then now that's an adjustment you have to make, and then third play comes in next drive, and then he'll do that 8 times in a row, and then it may take 3 or 4 drives before you see all 4 plays, and by the time you get to adjust and take all the way, take away his options, um, the game may be out of hand, or you may have actually given up too many points, versus if it's something you've seen already. Well, we've already had that discussion, so let me just jump right into it. So I just randomly pick a dollar. It's an empty formation. So the first threat this is his base play. He's going to go. This will be his most called play, whether he calls it first play of the game or not. He's going to call this particular play, this combo, more than anything else. All right. So what he's looking at is square. He's going to catch and just quick release the square, and it looks like we were there, but he's not really. He's not really at risk of throwing an interception right there. And as I say it, of course, the computer picks it off. For whatever reason, we can't pick it off in game. The all Madden computer apparently plays much better than we do. But so this is going to be the first read, catch and release, and that's what we typically see right there. He catches it at 5. You may tackle him, but more times than not, he's going to take it about 15 yards, and he'll just keep going no huddle and gas you doing that. And the problem with this is there's 12 plays in this formation, right? Um, one play is a QB draw, so that's 11 pass plays. Then of those 11 pass plays, one is a wide receiver screen, and one square. The second guy in the stack over here on the left side, square does a curl. Every other play, all 9 other pass plays, square's going to have an inside release. So what I'm getting at is, um, virtually 90% of the snaps that you're going to look at in this formation, square always is going to have that option, even if it doesn't look like it's going inside. He breaks inside before he breaks into his route. So every one of these plays gives him that quick pass option. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the zone coverage really quickly.
Middle, 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 middle.
All right, so zone, you probably play it honest. Oops, I had the computer there, so I mean I have the computer didn't react because I had the second controller sitting on him. But basically, it gets under zone, and being that it gets under zone, it's going to get your attention. And let's see, and then that's going to open up the backside. I didn't mean to. He doesn't run the plays flipped either, so let me just throw this away and reset. Okay, so I'm already at 4 minutes. I'm still in the first place. So I'm gonna try to speed this up. All right, so the second part of play number one is the right side of the field. So it's basically the tight end is going to be on a flat, circle is going to be on a shallow down and in, and I just picked cover three. By design, versus a trip set, the curl flat is going to take circle to about maybe where the numbers are at. Then he's going to try to bail back out and get the tight end, um, and he'll just wait, read, and boom, 15 yards. So obviously, we don't want to give up 15 yards to the tight end, so I'm going to put him on a higher flat. Was that a higher flat? Yep. So I'll put him on a higher flat. Excuse me. Set the coverage up. Excuse me. Set the play up. Okay. So when he actually takes the flat, he's then going to leave circle wide open, and that's about an 8 to 10 yard game. And he'll also use this same play in the red zone. So if you're in the red zone, 5 yard line, 2 point conversion, expect this play. Square, quick strike. If it's not there, then he's looking to the right side and he has the flat or the end. And a stock zone defense cannot cover this. Um, Stock zone defense, he's going to pick one or the other, and he'll just throw it to the open man. So you're going to have to make an adjustment. You're going to have to pull somebody else out of coverage. You could do whatever you decide, obviously. Mabel, a light blue on top of a purple. Um, Pull the safety down, but you're going to have to do. But by default, a cover three, cover four, cover two. It's not going to stop this three-man combo, which is a vertical, a flat, and a shallow end route. Um, One of them will be open every time without you manually stepping in. And then again, you still have to be mindful of the quick strike ability on the left side. All right, so that's going to open us up for play two. So what we have here, man. So let's just stick with man for a minute. It doesn't matter what coverage, but if we're in man coverage, we're going to probably start shading over to deny that quick strike from the tight end, right? I mean, not tight end, but that stacked receiver. And that's going to open us up to the QB draw. He'll just pause a second, let the blocks engage, and we'll be fortunate if that happens. That didn't happen for me. So let's go ahead and man him up. Call QB zone. Boom. And this is what typically happens. He has so much open space. That's 20 yards right there. No, 15. My bad. But still, that's there was a sequence in our game where he did that 7 times in a row and he picked up 80 yards. And the thing is, QB sneak on play one, I'm like, okay, he's gonna go back to that quick strike on the left side. Then QB sneak number two, the number three, and in my head I'm like, there's no way he's gonna run a sneak 4 times in a row. Then no way he's gonna do it 5 times in a row. And then my thought process is like, well, he has to be getting tired by now. He's not gonna run him again. Then after number seven, I'm like, yo, this man will not fumble. So I had to actually burn a timeout. But by that point, being stubborn, I gave up 80 yards on just no huddle QB draws. So this will gas you. You cannot play a 3-man line of scrimmage because that play alone will destroy you. So that's play two. Now, if we're in zone or man, actually doesn't matter. Play three, he doesn't use it often. He picks his spots. Again, he'll use play one and two. That's his entire game. But every once in a while, maybe 4 or 5 times a game, he'll throw this. And the thing is, with the offense spread so far out, this jailbreak screen, he's going to have 3 linemen pulling to the left side. So there isn't enough bodies on the left side of the field because you still have to respect 3 receivers split to the other side. And this is just zone. With man coverage, that's going to pull another body to the opposite side of the field. It's going to make it even worse. So I'm going to go cover 0. If we were actually going to blitz or call a blitz, thinking, it's a QB draw or one of the other plays. If he did this, the lineman creates like a punt return wall. He's off to the races. So you have to just be mindful and respect that. He doesn't do it often, but when he mixes it in there, it could gas you because you're so worried about the QB draw, the quick strike to the left or the right. And then that's just going to open it up for play number 4. So the last play, and we're approaching 9 minutes. I made this way longer than I wanted to. Um, the last play, it's right here. His number one receiver, in this case, let me put him on a drag just so I can highlight it. But it's in this case, it's Stephon Diggs. He doesn't have Diggs with the Ravens, but for whatever reason, this particular corner route, if you look at it, like right around the 50, like if I had like the hot route ability and I could call, a corner route, which I can't. But if I was to call a corner route, it wouldn't look like that. It'll, for whatever reason, like as it's breaking, it's pinched in a little bit right above the 50-yard line. I can't explain it any better, but it's not a clean break. So my point is, if you watch it at that breaking point, Miles Garrett hit me. But at that breaking point, it actually creates extra separation for whatever reason. I can't explain it. And I didn't call the right play. Okay, here we go. And Miles, well, you saw the separation there. I just didn't get a chance to throw the ball off. And part of that might be Diggs because, his excellent route running, but he doesn't have Diggs with the Ravens, and it works. It's effective. And then the thing is, when we're in zone, that same route, basically he's just going to take square, and square is a clear out. The streak is just to pull the deep coverages back, and then he's going to have circle underneath as a check down. Now the thing is with triangle, you can't defend that with the stock coverage. You're going to have to make an adjustment. Somebody's going to have to go to man, or you're going to have to actually get creative and manipulate the coverages or the zone drops. But when you're doing that, you leave yourself vulnerable to the screen pass right here. And again, if you overcompensate for the screen pass in that deep corner, then you still are vulnerable to the quick strike. That was the late strike, but you're still vulnerable to the quick strike there. And if you're pulling too many people out the box, again, that's there. So it's effective. However, the thing is, as you're adapting to it in game, it's extremely tough to do that when it's no huddle and he's picking up 15 yards a pop. And then when you're taking away one wrinkle, he still has the other side. So, but in a nutshell, those are the 4 plays. So, the unfortunate part is there's no tell. You can't necessarily tell which play he's going to do because obviously same formation. They all look the same. So it'll make it a little bit more challenging, but I already dialed up what I'm going to do in defense, and I'm just looking for my first crack at him. Also, I want to warn you. Let's see. Now, if you are going to be aggressive and play like cover 0 at some point, 2 things. There's, let's see. I'm looking for nickel wide, and I hate in practice mode with 2 controllers. It's invisible, so I actually have to pick it from this list first before the formation actually appears, which man just fixes that. All right, where's it at? Nickel wide. There we go. Nickel wide. It's right here. Okay. So nickel wide, I'm gonna have to actually just hike it, call a play, and then if I go back to my playbook, nickel wide will finally be there. It's a stupid. I don't know why they can't update this, but we don't complain about this enough, so it's not going to get fixed in practice mode. But all right, so now I truly have nickel wide as an option. I didn't have it there like 30 seconds ago. It hides my formations in practice mode until I actually go and find a play from that formation and call it. Anyway, my reasoning for bringing that up, there's from this formation that we're playing against, nickel wide, nickel over, and nickel 2-4, it'll line properly if you're playing cover 0. Everything else will leave you at a disadvantage. So what I mean by that, I'm gonna start with mid blitz 0 out of this 2-4 double mug, and let's just pick his base play. Now look at our free safety on the left side of the field. He's on the opposite side, and you would have to physically pull him to the other side of the field, which is a poker tell. He'll see that a mile away. And also, while you're pulling him across, you're not able to make other adjustments to take away anything else. So if you are going to run cover zero, do not use that formation. So if you're going to use a nickel, because we need at least 4 guys on the line, maybe more in the box, to take away the QB sneak, you're going to have to use 2-4 over or wide. So I'm going to go to 2-4 right now. I'm going to call over Storm Brave. A lot of guys are using that against me this year also. But notice on this formation, the free safety, he's directly over receiver number 4. When just a moment ago he's on the opposite side of the field. Now the thing is, if you're one of the guys that has talented enough secondary where you could press, your free safety and your strong safety will never bump and run versus receivers or tight ends. So just be mindful of that they can't press, and if you want them pressed, you'll have to physically pull them up, which is going to take away from an adjustment you can make out here on the edge for the screen or for the quick strike. So just be mindful of that. Also, nickel wide. If you go wide, you just create lanes for the QB draw. So I probably would stay away from the wide. Let's go nickel over. I haven't actually tried the over before versus him. All right, so the over, the alignment again. Our cornerback is actually in position, better position, and we got 2 linebackers. So this probably would deter him from doing the draw, and that's one less thing we have to worry about. And the second thing I need to warn you about, when they do this crisscross at the line of scrimmage, that's basically what it is. It's a crisscross. We have the I'm making this shit way too long, bro. We're approaching 16 minutes now. All right, basically, I pointed out cornerback 1 basically has to get around and get here to deny the pass. So when I'm running cover zero, and I'm going to do it a lot, but when I'm running cover zero, I'm going to basically switch their assignments manually. So he has the inside releasing receiver. He takes the outside breaking receiver because he's already outside. Now he's still allowed to catch. I hope he would play that better. Now, one other thing, and then I'm gonna wrap it here. I keep saying that shit, but if you were to shade inside, right? And I'm not sure if I covered this on this video or the video that was muted, but his base play, if you shade inside, Square is still doing the down and out. So if he can actually just buy a couple seconds, well, I can't buy a couple seconds right now in practice mode, but basically you shade inside, he's going to beat you on the down and out. All right. If you shade over the top, we'll go ahead and shade over the top. If you shade over the top, then you're actually creating more space for that route right there. And if you shade underneath, without safety help, go ahead and do that. Shade underneath. Triangle on that wheel route. That's a touchdown. You just need 1 second. Well, technically, it should have been a touchdown, but let's try it one more time. And actually, I don't like shading underneath with with our safeties. Actually, in man coverage, the safeties they react much differently than a cornerback. So I'm gonna just go ahead and shade underneath again. They'll blow right by the safety. So you don't want to shade underneath with the safeties in man coverage. So apparently the cornerbacks they played a little bit better. Let's see. Well, that just actually got my creative juices running, and I want to test a few things out. But I'm gonna cut the video here, and I'll do that on my own time. So my bad. I didn't mean to make the video this long, and I hope this helps. Again, it's just 4 plays. I probably only me could make a 4-play video 18 minutes long. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right here. Jacks. Jack, where my watch at? Oh, I got my watch on. Your mouth dry? Need something to drink? Hey.
Just make sure you
All right. So his plays is really just a 4-play rotation, and this one right here is his base play. He may run it a few times where he has the 3 verticals on the right side, so you still have to be mindful of that. But primarily he's running this combo on the backside, tight end on the flat, circle on the down and in. But the main read is square. So square, he wants square on that. Damn it. I'll try to quick I can throw it. I was too fast, so I think he has the timing down much better than I do. All right, so right there. So that's what he wants. And that was man coverage. It'll get under zone coverage as well. I think I just went to cover 3. Let me go ahead and switch away. Okay. And so he dropped it. But it'll still split and get underneath zone coverage without any adjustments. Now on the backside, also in zone, I mentioned tight end on the flat, circle on the down and in. So let's see. This is a curl flat. So when this trips on a curl flat, we're going to have the cornerback number 4, basically the purple zone. He's gonna take circle first until circle vacates his little designated area, and then he's gonna peel back to the sideline and try to cover the distance and take away the tight end. But by that time, and he's actually gotten me with that 10-15 yards. Yeah, that's an easy read for him. And then let's call zone again. If I was to put him in a hard flat, right? So in a hard flat, he's going to take away the flat route, but circle is going to be wide the hell open. Okay, so that's the main play. The main play has quick strike to square, or he has the flat and the down and in combo on the right side. Now, depending on how you overcompensate for either side, if you overcompensate or cheat too much to the left side, to the right side, he still has a seam route from his 4th string receiver going up the middle of the field. And with Josh Allen's throw power, like if he can thread that shit before your defense can collapse on it, so he can absolutely split both the safeties with a bullet, depending on your defense. So Myles Garrett never plays like that versus this offense with a three-man defensive front. All right, so also you have to be mindful depending on the route running, and I just shaded the coverage inside. Square, even though he wants the quick strike, it's still an outward breaking route. So if you shade in, that was a terrible pass, but if you shade inside, he'll just wait a second and it beats you when he goes outside. All right, so overcompensating for that opens us up for play number 2. Play number 2, let's see, you would probably start cheating on the that quick slant right there. And play number 2 is the quarterback sneak. He'll wait, let the blocks engage for a second, and then he'll take off. All right, let's go ahead and dial it up. And it was about 15 yards a pop when he was doing, and Josh Allen does not fumble. So, you can't play a 3-man line, maybe even a 4, but definitely not a 3-man line against this formation, or he'll eat you alive. There was one sequence where I went 7 straight plays. He ran no huddle and did the same quarterback draw. And after the first 2 plays, I manually got in the box thinking I would get him to not do it. And obviously it's a mismatch. The lineman just pushed my linebacker out the way. And then on the 4th or 5th time, I'm thinking like, there's no way he's going to run a QB sneak 5 times in a row. Then after the 6th time, I'm like, okay, he's getting tired. He's getting fatigued. He doesn't want to fumble, and he still did it. So I had to burn a timeout, but I gave up 7 plays, 7 QB draws for 80 yards in 1 drive, just back-to-back no huddle. So unfortunately, he won't get tired and he won't fumble. So be mindful of that. You can't go with 3-man set. So That's play 1 and play 2. Play 3, he can work on man or zone. He seems to only do it versus zone, though. It's the jailbreak screen on the left side of the field. So, depending on where you're at on the field, you may get picked off by a lineman or not. And if you go, that was zone. Let's say if you were to be like in a blitz, like these blitzes typically have our guys in tight. This is cover 0. There's not enough bodies on the left side of the field. There's only two defenders out there, and there's going to be 3 linemen pulling out. And I got hit as I threw it. But basically, there's not going to be enough bodies out there. They're going to have like a 5-1-2 alignment, and it's advantage offense. Obviously, he's probably going to take that one in the distance, just like that. If he has speed, that's a touchdown. And then play 4. Oops, I got the wrong this defense. But yeah, play 4. He can run it versus man or zone. He typically only goes to it when he knows you're in zone. So here we are, and what it is, it's his number 1 receiver. Right here is Diggs. He doesn't have Stephon Diggs though, but it's the corner route. And then if you manage to take away the corner route, he'll just wait a little bit and he'll just hit circle once circle crosses midfield. But now the problem with this corner route, obviously we have the vertical route as a clear out. There's not a stock coverage in the game that's going to take that route combo away from a spread empty set. Now, so you're going to have to make adjustments. Zone depth, you may have to man somebody up, but if you pull people back out of coverage and you have like somebody in a 24-yard zone drop over there, for example, let's say if he's going to be back here playing 25, you're open for the screen. So, and then if you start pulling too many people back, trying to defend the screen, and you still open yourself up for, for the quick strike. So it's a pain in the ass to defend, but it's my thing is it's extremely difficult to defend this opening drive or the second drive when he's just consistently using no huddle because you haven't seen it yet. And while you're on the fly trying to adjust with just whatever plays you have in your audibles, you don't even have time to set your adjustments. And since it's such a quick strike, you don't even see the rest of the play develop. So you don't even know what threats are even on the opposite side of the field yet. And then, of course, he'll mix in the QB draw as well. So that's the 4 plays in a nutshell. Also, I just want to point out, if you are running man coverage, the corner route, and maybe this is just Diggs with his excellent route running, but if you notice, like right above the 50-yard line, when the route breaks out, you may even have to like look in close, zoom in close on your phone. But when this route breaks outside, it's kind of pinched in a little bit at the top before it starts to elevate and give, to the corner. For whatever reason, that small space, it basically, maybe I'll take a screenshot and highlight it later. But that little space, it creates so much extra separation. It's not even funny. So, I didn't even. And then one last thing, just again as a warning, the type of defense you run. So if you are going to be aggressive at any point and go cover 0, which might not be a bad idea. Everybody pulls all the coverage out. We're putting 8 men in coverage versus him, and he's having a field day. You can't use certain alignments. So right now I just picked Nico 2-4 mug. Now if you do this, the 2-4 mug and a lot of the other nickel sets, your free safety, he's on the wrong side of the field. And by the time you bring him to the right side of the field, he basically, you won't have time for any other adjustments. And if you don't move him over, that's just a quick read that he can hit you with. So if you are going to go cover 0, come on, I'm waiting for the play to reset. So I've picked up 3 nickel formations that in cover zero will allow you to have your safeties aligned properly. So that's nickel 2-4, nickel over, and I probably wouldn't run nickel wide because the wide alignment just opens up for the QB draw. But let's go to nickel 2-4. I'm just call over Storm Brave, and notice the free safety. He's like right on top of the wide receiver number 4 when he was on the opposite side of the field previously. So that's one plus. But also just be mindful again against cover zero. If he catches that screen and breaks that first wave, it's a touchdown. So I hope this helps, get you in better position to play defense versus this. And then remember, in man coverage, the outside cornerback, he's actually in a compromising spot. He has to try to defend this area while starting from out here. So he's almost never going to win that. So just be mindful if you have to, pull him over and put him into, swap their assignments where he takes the inside releasing guy, he takes the outside. Whatever you do, just be mindful. If you leave it stocked, let me put it back in man. But if you leave it stocked in man coverage, he's never going to be in position from out here to deny a pass that lands right here. With just it's not even a one-step drop; it's a catch and throw. So he's never going to be the receiver to the spot in that situation. So you may have to bluff, be creative, maybe put him in a flat. If you put him in a flat and he sees it, he'll just wait 1 second. And also, if you take him out of a blitz and he's in zone, the next play he may actually run a QB draw against you because you have a weak box. You only blitz in 3. So just be mindful. It starts turning into a little chess match, and it's cheesy, but I can't wait till I get another crack at it. And hope this helps you out, bro.